All right, guys, we are on the job. This is today's project. So this is a 15-acre pond, and a customer wants us to try and take some of the beaver out because the beaver are burrowing into his pond dam, and it's quite big, pretty big, and cause a lot of issues if they kept on digging in. So we're gonna see if we can snag a few out of here. I just got here. This video is probably going to be pretty long, and this is just an initial thoughts video probably, but I just got here, and this is a very active slide right here. Not exactly sure what's using it. The customer did tell me that there are otter in here also, so I expect to catch some otters. Now, that's claw marks sliding down right there, so I'm pretty sure that's a beaver. But they are using, I mean, that's wore out where they're using that. Let's see where they're crossing over. And I hear running water down here, so I'm thinking this may be the spillway. We're gonna walk it and we're gonna see what's down here. I was gonna see if I could follow their trail, but it don't seem. Let's just walk down here and see what we can find. Kind of warm today, so we're watching for snakes. Got our snake boots on, but I don't want to try them out. But we're gonna walk down here, and once I get down here, I'll bring y'all back and we'll see what we see. Here's another crossover. Let's see if I'm getting that on camera. And that's worn down to the dirt. Going right up through there. We'll take a look at that on the top side. There it goes. I mean, that is a well-traveled path right there, guys. We're going to ease down here. Being careful where we step. It is thick in here. Trying not to step on no snake. All right, once I get down here, I'll bring y'all back. All right, here's the spillway, and the trail goes down right here at my feet. And you're not gonna be able to see it, but it goes through right through there. I'm thinking that's otters. We are in season for otters, so if I get one, I'm not gonna be upset about it. And the customer said he didn't mind if we got otters also, but the primary target is some of them old flat tails. So we're gonna get back up here on the, I mean, look at that, man. They got that wore out while they're coming in here. We're gonna get back up here on the dam and see what we can see. All right, we're back up here on the dam. That first crossover that we saw is right there. And here's the one that we were following down at the culvert. And it comes over. See, it's pretty active. All that's real slicked up, going in right there, crossing over right there. We know what that is. So there's going to be a lot of These beavers and otters, they're gonna be using the same runs, same crossovers. I have a feeling if I trap this dam first, I'm gonna be catching a bunch of otters also. Again, customer told me he didn't have a problem with it, but that's not the main reason that we're here. And there's another crossover. And let's say I do catch a crossovers everywhere. Let's say I do catch an otter. If a beaver sees an otter in the trap on a run that it uses, I'm fairly certain that would make the beavers nervous also. So it's all about setting heavy and catching as many as you can right off the bat before you spook them. And I'm just gonna have to get me a boat, because there's no way that I can walk all the way through back there. I've got a kayak that I can, or a little canoe I can borrow to get back there. And that's probably what I'm gonna have to do, because I've only got access to a little portion of this. I will go on the road again and come back out over there to see if there's any good spots over there. But right now, first impression is, even though there's a ton of sign on this dam, I'm kind of hesitant to set it first, because it seems like there's so much otter activity. There's another active crossover. But pretty much, I mean, there's just crossovers all through here. I mean, and a lot of them are slicked up and wet, which tells me they use them. Probably use them every night. You see how muddy that is? Then you got claw marks and you got big toe marks. And big toe marks. Let me get down here. Yeah, so my phone's messed up, don't forget. These big toe marks right there, that's beavers. That's beavers. So we're just strategizing right now, guys. Just strategizing. Property is leased also, so the customers asked me to only come at a certain time during the day so I won't disturb the hunters. So I got to keep that in mind also. I'm not going to have a ton of time. Normally on a new property, I'll spend all day walking around. I'm not going to be able to do that today. So I'm really curious if this is beavers that are coming up out of the water and doing this digging like it is. I know that they will dig. See that trail? See right here? I know that they will burrow into a dam. You know, I'm really curious if that's what this is. Active slide right there. I'm gonna see if I can walk around. The customer did tell me that they see them all the time down here in this corner. So that's probably where they got it banked in. That's a little island out there. There's no access to that for me, unless I get a boat. Good gracious. see if we can get down here and look at this. Again, all those deep claw marks you see, those toenails, that's beavers. So we got a few spots on this dam that we can put something that I feel like we'd catch a beaver instead of an otter. We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Beautiful spot. They can pretty much be in any spot. But we know they're using this. They've got a trail wallered out. All right, we're gonna do a little bit more walking around. I mean, all this right here. See, they're coming up here. We're gonna do a little bit more walking around. We're gonna see if anything stands out to us. I did ask the customer if any of these boats work, and he said he couldn't promise me anything. So I would hate to get out there in the water and find out that they don't work. We're gonna keep walking around and see what we can find. All right, so you can see my truck right there. We're on this side of the pond, and we have a solid game trail going through there, and it's not going to be deer because they're going up under all these limbs and everything, but that is wore to the ground. And you have one up here also. So this would most likely be deer. And you may be wondering, Joey, why not just set the dam heavy and call it a day? I could, but doing that without walking around, I feel like would be kind of lazy. And I'm kind of looking for something specific. Yeah, if I find it, I'll show it to y'all. All right, let's keep walking around. All right, just a quick video to show y'all where I'm at and progress I've made. There's my truck way back there. So y'all know what corner I'm in. The pier is to my left over here. And this is kind of what I'm looking for. This ain't too, it's not old, but it's a run right here. It wasn't exactly what I'm looking for, but I feel like I'm about to get close. We're gonna go back up this direction and see what we can find, and we're gonna make our way, Lord willing, all the way around. See if we can do it without getting bit. But that right there is a run. It goes out into the water. I still haven't found what I'm looking for, but we'll keep looking for that. All right, so I was just standing right in there. That's where I took that last video. The pond is straight through there. And what I was trying to get to, I cannot reach from this side either, but it looked like there was just a little bitty mud dam running back through there. And there it is there, I just can't reach it. And you can see all this water standing up in here. See how soft that is? That's how it starts with these beavers. See this water standing up back here? So just a little trickle that they've put a little mud dam in back there. And that little trickle is starting to make this water back up all the way back here. And I still haven't found what I'm looking for. Hoping I will before I leave. Still got time. And I've made it almost around halfway through. I can't get through all that. This stuff is soft. Thank goodness I ain't seen a snake. All right, we ain't finding what we're looking for here, so we're gonna move on around. Go back around this way. So we got a hill right here. We're gonna try and make there's that swampy spot. We're gonna try and make our way back around to where that pier's at and make our way around that. All right, against my better judgment, I came in here just because I wanted to show y'all. But right through here, you can see the pond right through there. That's the pond. Trying to be careful where I stand, guys, because I'm in the hot zone. That's why you gotta have a rake. And that rake will at least give them warning that you're coming and hopefully make them move. All right, now that's where I crossed earlier. And here is a little dam that they've made. I don't know how often they come in here. But this is probably, I want to say that's probably from the bottom of the water level right there to the top, a foot, maybe a foot and a half. So it don't look big, but that's a lot of water that it's holding back. And the more it holds back, the more all these trees back here are gonna die. So, I don't know how often they keep it up. Or anything like that. But this is one spot that we found that we know is absolutely beavers. Still not exactly what I'm looking for, but it is something that is specifically beavers. All right, and I guess this is the little run that they're using, the one that we found earlier. We were standing right there, the one that's going out to the pond. So we're gonna keep this in mind. And we may come back to this, we're gonna see. Let's walk out of here real quick. See if we can make our way to that pier. All right, I'll show you where we're at. You can see, make out the pier right through there. And I still, even now, haven't found exactly what I'm looking for, but I have found something. And I guess I'll go ahead and tell y'all what I am looking for, so I don't sound crazy. Taking a look at something real quick. Just looking. There it is. All right, I knew that we'd find something sooner or later. That's gonna be the freshest one that I've seen today. Boom, that right there. And look how far off the water we are. So that's exactly what I've been looking for right there, okay? So that's not extremely fresh, but that's not as old as some of all the other stuff I've been seeing. Now I want to show you what I saw that made me come up here. Oh man, and I want to show you the old sign that I was seeing. All right, you see how far the water is down there? All right, and that tree was right up there. And you can see, well, I don't know if y'all be able to see it or not, but there is a lot of laid down muddy grass up here. That's what I have been seeing. That old, which is old. Now I've been seeing a ton of that. That right there. There's more stobs as you go. But what made me come up here was, y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, but kind of converges right here. All this slick, muddy pine straw coming all the way down to the water. All this is slicked up real good. Okay, now you can see sign. So there's plenty of stobs. It's just old, and I've been looking for new stobs. All this right here is fresh, and it leads us back to right here. And this is where they're coming up on the land, up on the bank a pretty good bit. Right here, crossing over right here. But all right there is slicked up pretty daggum good. Whew. And I've been finding briars all day. As them old timers say, they brand new briars. They hurt. So I wish y'all could tell just how slicked up and muddy this is, where they've been dragging trees down here. And again, let's see here. That stob we found was way up there behind that pine tree right there. So I don't know what kind of tree that was that he went after, especially when you have all this kind of greenery and stuff down here. I wouldn't have expected to find it that far off the bank. So here's another good spot. I'm gonna mark it on Onyx, and we're gonna mark the rest of them that we find. We still got a couple more hours before we have to leave. All right, so that's the slick that we just found right there. But coming on the other side here, I'm finding several little saplings that they've chewed down semi-recently. So I know this is a spot that they're going to be visiting. So I'm definitely seeing there's some more saplings that they've chewed off. So I'm definitely going to be coming back over here. I'd already put a marker out on the Onyx, so I would know where to come back to. But now I know for certain that I'm going to be coming back over here. Now, let's see if I can get through this without getting too scratched up. Oh, ow, 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 ow. So that was the freshest sign that we've seen so far. We're now here at the pier, so I'm just gonna keep my eye open, because these are trails, right? I mean, this right here, I mean, that's a slick of some sort, but that could be a turtle. But what we found a second ago, we know 100% for sure that was a beaver, because we saw where he had chewed those saplings up. All right, so show you what progress that we've made so far. There's our truck way down there. We've walked this entire thing, and we even went back here into that swampy spot. I still haven't found exactly what I'm looking for. I did find that fresh sign back there. Where he'd been chewing, but I need a little bit more than that. I want a little bit more than that. See, you got runs like that right there, but there's nothing up here. So could be turtles, could be otters. I don't know. Lots of little runs through here, and I'm definitely going to be posting this video before I put traps out, because I want Larry and Jeff to be able to see this and kind of give me their thoughts on it. Larry and Jeff, they know what I'm looking for. And some of you other seasoned, that was a turtle. Some of you other seasoned beaver trappers. Y'all kind of know what I'm looking for already. But I ain't found it yet. Let's see, I don't know how thick this is gonna be, but there's another little draw that goes in back here. We're gonna see what's back here. All right, so there is the pier. So obviously the pond is straight out that way. I came into this draw that I just told you I was gonna walk into. Show y'all something. I'm gonna show y'all something. See how close I can get without getting bit here. Y'all hear me talk about getting bit all the time. I don't like snakes. Y'all know I don't like snakes. So this is probably the biggest beaver pond or beaver dam that I have personally found and dealt with. We're gonna sneak back here, but that's it. I'm gonna walk back here. I don't know how far back that goes, guys, but look at that. Y'all are on widescreen too. That is built out of nothing but earth and sticks and holding back I don't know how much water. That is crazy. So I wish y'all could see how big this was. I can't believe I ain't seen no snakes yet. But I didn't expect to find an actual beaver pond in this. It's not what I was looking for. But daggone, that's pretty big. We're gonna walk back this way and see how. Now that, from the ground, that's over my knee. So maybe 2.5 feet, 3 feet in this spot right here. But just look how far down. I mean, it is just built up so big. We're gonna walk back through here and see what we can find. It just goes on. That wall, do y'all see that wall of earth? That's it. That is their dam. And they good at what they do, guys. I'll say it like that. They are good at what they do. Great day. I'm gonna see if I can go around right here. So deer are using this like crazy. This is right in front of their dam. And the deer traffic. It's ridiculous. Looks kind of clean up here, so I'm gonna try and get close to this so we can kind of see how big it is up there. But this is where all the snakes would be. And it just goes all back through there. I don't know if that would be the spot to break it a little bit or what. I'm not sure. Just tons of deer traffic through here. Again, there's the pond. But this is definitely where it's safe to say this is where the majority have originated from, because that is not new. That is not new at all. So I'm trying to see what the best path is through here. I'm gonna have to have both my hands, guys, but see if we can get a better look at that. All right, so I'm standing up here, and that dam is right down there. Y'all can see the standing water down there. That dam goes all the way around. All that down there is in water. But it's very hard to navigate through here because of all these trees and stuff that have been laid down. Interesting. So it's not very big. Standing up here, it's not very big. Pretty much just wherever you see the dead stuff. I don't know how far back it goes, but we're gonna walk it just because I feel like I need to. Right down here looks like a run. So we're gonna walk down here and look at this. It would be very difficult to trap this, guys. Carrying traps in here would be very difficult. It was difficult walking in here by myself, let alone carrying traps and trapping gear. That's where snares come in. All right, so here's a run. Not used recently. Hasn't been used recently. Y'all can kind of see now the size. I do see some fresh right there. Chewing. Wow. So, I don't know what in the world this place would look like if we've had rain. Because we haven't had rain here in Alabama for over probably 4 weeks. I still want to walk up this other side of the, see how much time I got. I got plenty of time. I want to go back here to see what I can see. See if there's anything that really stands out to me that'll make me feel like I could catch something back here that I couldn't catch up front. Ooh, you talking about some briars in here. Good gracious. What we got here? Is this another? Let's walk down through here, see what we see. Thought it might be another spot they were coming up, but it's not. All right, we're gonna try and make our way back here. See what we can find before we turn back around and go back up that way. We're gonna follow that tree line right there. The tree line is where the pond goes, and we're gonna walk back up through there. But first, we're gonna check this out back here. All right, I've walked as far as I'm gonna walk back here. I wanted to show y'all. It's just a little bitty creek. Ain't got even that much water in it. Barely. I mean, you can call it running. It's trickling, I guess. But that little bitty creek is what they've dammed up. No wider than that right there. And now the water is stretching from this side all the way over to right here. Now it's not very deep right here. The deep part's back there. But that's what they're doing. They chewed on that a while back. I haven't found any fresh chewings back here, which is what I was looking for. So, we are now gonna head back. Ooh, man, see how deep and marshy this is getting? We're gonna head back to the pond side now. Which is way back up there. To finish the other side that we haven't we haven't walked yet. And all this is little creeks, little streams that they've dammed up back there. And I really thought that I would find some fresh chewings back here. That has not been the case. Not been the case. All right, let's move on back. All right, here's the pier. The little swamp, or the dam, starts down here somewhere. And that swamp goes back into this hollow little ways. There's a bunch of dead and down trees. The tops are laying that way. So I had to walk up the hill a little bit to get around them. So I am a bit winded. Whew. Now I've got something in my boot. I'm not sure what in the world would be in my boot. Ugh, it's uncomfortable. But we're gonna make our way back down to the bank here and ease our way back toward the truck. All right, so we hadn't made it too far from where we were just at. And we did find a chewing right here. And we're gonna mark it on Onyx. We've got a little draw right here, a little inlet. And we can put a castor mound right here probably. And we might be able to pull something off of this. So we got this one right here, and then there's another stub right there. We got lots of old sign. That's beaver, that's beaver, that's beaver. Walk up here real quick. Yeah, beaver right there. They're coming off out of the water pretty good ways, guys. A pretty good ways. Whew, goodness. This stuff has been a pain in the butt to walk through. So that looks like a crossover right there. So we can put, and all the short stuff you see coming up, that's just where they chewed the big stuff down years ago. Oh, that right there, it was cut down. They cut this tree down, but that right there, it looks like it was chewed off. This bark was probably chewed off by a beaver. So we're gonna definitely mark this spot right here, and we can put a couple of sets on this side. All right, so we got a pretty good set of slides right here. It looks like we got one over there. We got a pretty active one right here. And there's a limb right there's been chewed off. We got a snag right there that's been chewed off. We've got several little limbs through here, little saplings right in here that have been chewed off, and it's just down to the dirt. So we're not too far from where we just made that other waypoint on Onyx, but we're gonna put in another one. All right. All right, now we have, let's see here. Now we're starting to find what I was looking for. Y'all ain't gonna be able to see it, I don't think. There's a pile of limbs. The reflection's gonna be too much. But there's a pile of limbs up under that water right there. So they spend a lot of time feeding right here. And that's what I've been trying to find this whole time, is a feed bed. where they store the limbs that they're going to be chewing on, or the limbs they have started chewing on. Beavers always or generally have a feed bed that they use. So that right there is possibly a small one. I mean, it's definitely sticks that they've been chewing on and that they've stored there. There's only about 15 of them in there. If it's an active feed bed, it's going to be a pile of them. And that's what I've been looking for, because I want to really be able to hit the beavers primarily, and catch it. I just don't know how hard the customer wants me to hit the otters. But that's what we've been looking for, and I haven't seen it up until this point. And I've been looking pretty good, and I've been walking the water's edge the whole time. But there's so much material available to them. It's laying over. You got treetops in the water that are green. There's so much material for them. It's hard to spot. Or I mean, they're not having to come up on the bank as much as what I would have thought I would have seen. They're coming up some over here, but not near as much as what I expected to find. But we're gonna put this on onyx, and then we'll come back to this spot. All right, another spot, just 10 feet away from where I just made that mark over there. But guys, look at that right there. That ain't nothing but a beaver slide, and you see all the stobs up there where they cut and chewed all this stuff down. So we're gonna be making, this hasn't been used recently, but it's still worth marking on onyx, because that's what did all this. The beavers, look at that big one that they laid down years ago. There, right there. Like I said, it don't look like, it ain't wet or anything. It ain't muddy. And I don't see nothing fresh up here that they would be chewing on. Unless they went way up on the hill, which is possible. But this slide right here is good enough for us to mark and then come back with a trap. Man, I got tied up in a briar. Pretty cool, pretty cool. We're gonna mark it. So they are definitely more active on this side than they were the other, because you can see another trail slide right here. Again, several little stobs that they chewed off. This one looks like it's more frequent. That right there got away from them. I don't know where they pulled that one up at. Somewhere on this hillside. Oh, look at that. Look at that. We can walk up here and take a look at it. So definitely putting a set right here. And these leaves, y'all ain't gonna be able to tell, but these leaves are very muddy. So they're gonna be using this one pretty frequently. They are just coming so far out of the water to get this. I'm gonna have to ask what kind of tree this is. I don't know my trees like I should. All this right here is where they're sliding. I don't see anything fresh up here that they've been chewing on. Gum, son. Remember I was telling you about them brand new ones? Brand new. I've got to buy me some briar pants. See, I don't know if y'all can tell, but that right there is just a slick. That is where they are sliding off of this hill. I don't know what they're coming up here to get. But they are coming off of that hill, guys. I mean, that's an old chewing right there. That stop right there. This is what I just showed y'all a second ago. So this may be where the majority of our catches are. On this side, there's some kind of den right there. I don't know what that is. But that, I mean, y'all can see that slide going all the way down. And that's where they're chewing. Unless they coming up here to get some of these fresh saplings. I don't know what they're doing up here. But that is a well-used slide right there. And then they go off this way. And we're walking on a beaver slide right now. And it Y's off right here. You see that right there? It goes this way, and the one I'm on, that's when it goes up there and gets that tree that they just cut down. They somehow lost this piece. I don't know where it came from. But they somehow lost that one. They chewed a good sized one right here. So, yeah. We're gonna be marking this spot on onyx also. So that's where they're coming up at, right there. And this tree right here, this was cut down by the property owner, but beavers have chewed the bottom limbs off, and they've stripped the bark. Yep. All right, let's get this marked. All right, here's another fairly active. Well, not too active, but it was at one time. They were using it pretty heavy at one time. We're gonna mark this one too. Y'all can see where we're at. There's my truck. We're making our way on around. So it's interesting that this side has seen a lot more activity than the other side of the pond. It's old stuff. Oh man, but this is what's making it difficult to get close to the banks to see where they're coming up at. It's all these trees laying down. But we're gonna snake our way through here and see what we can find. So yeah, what I'm gonna have to base a lot of this off of is just the runs. I'm not finding a ton of freshly chewed trees. We found some. Matter of fact, I've shown y'all all the fresh ones I found. Now, back in the day, I can't tell how old this stuff is, but every single one of these stobs you see out here, those are beavers. So back in the day, they were laying some stuff down. But I know that this is fresh because there's so much mud on the leaves. And they're coming up here and they're digging. So I'm gonna mark this spot too. There's that island out there. So the dam's gonna be over on this side, and that little island is straight through there. I just heard something pretty big in the water that could have been a turtle. That was a big turtle. We're gonna see. Well, we may not see what that was, but we're gonna mark this on onyx because this is used pretty frequently. All right, so here's a good sized tree that they chewed down. And they got another one right there. So I need to find where that's one spot where they may be coming up. Yeah, right there. Right through there. So I'm gonna mark this real quick. They're working on that one. Look how they did this tree right here. They shaved that limb off. They shaved that limb off. They shaved that one, that one, that one, that one. They de-lemon the whole thing. So this is pretty fresh right here. So I'll need to, and y'all know where I'm at now because of the map. This is that one draw. I expected to see a bunch of sign on that point, which I didn't, but there seems to be a pretty good bit right here. Let me mark this on Onyx real quick, and then we'll get back to it. Another good slide right here, all muddy. You can see the trail where they're going up. And that is actually, beaver's gonna kill me tripping on their sticks. So this is actually the road right here, guys. This is the road that I rode in on. I ain't chewed on that one yet. Yep, there's my truck right there. This one's pretty active. That's old, obviously. This right here, pretty active. They're stripping the bark off that tree. See, they're not having to come too far because, I mean, they have so much food and material that's just laying in the water. They're tearing that tree up right there pretty good, and that's a big beaver. See how high off the ground that one is? But they're coming in and out right here. So I'm gonna mark this one too. Another good slide. We're right here at the corner, almost, not quite. But this is where I don't know if it's at this spot or right around the corner right here where they said that there's a bank den. I haven't spotted a bank den yet, but it would be really hard to spot. I mean, it's like this all the way around the pond. I mean, there's no way that I would be able to see a run going into the bank with so much material hanging over the edge. But that being said, that's another tree that they're working on. They've got a pretty well-used slide, and you can see what they're doing in that tree right there. I just noticed that. They going to town on that, buddy. Going to town. So we're gonna oh man, we're gonna definitely set that. That's like the best sign that I've seen so far. That's not a massive tree. It's definitely the biggest one I've seen them work. But they are giving that tree a run for its money. And that muddy trail, like what we've been seeing, goes right there. And you got that one. So we're gonna definitely put something right there. Let me mark this on Onyx also. All right, so this is the last one that we're probably gonna see. You can see that run right there, comes up, and then they got a couple of spots that they're coming up and they chewing on this tree right here. Again, it's right on the road. Oh man, so we're gonna mark it too, but that is the end. You can see my truck right there. We have walked this entire thing, guys, and it took us almost 4 hours to walk it. Let me mark this, and then we'll do some final thoughts over here about the truck. I'm done got thirsty. All right, so this is only the second spot where I've seen any type of accumulation of sticks. And there is something going up into the hole right there, but I don't see anything fresh. I don't see any fresh slides or anything going in there. I just don't see it. We can walk around here. Since we're right here, we're gonna go ahead and walk around on this other side. The only other accumulation of sticks I saw was that tiny little feed bed that I found, but even that wasn't substantial. But that right there ain't that fresh. So we're right here at the road. Let's walk up here. I'm just gonna keep y'all on since I got you. Ooh. And at this point, we're just looking for anything fresh that would indicate where they're going in the bank at. We wouldn't trap it, not immediately, because we wouldn't want to spook them. That's where that one little den's looking things at. Unless they've dug deeper under the bank, I don't think that right there is very, very active. But I have had the customer tell me that they see them in this area pretty frequently. Oh, ouch, ouch, ouch. Briars, briars, briars. I just don't see nothing. Let me walk over here on this side, see if anything stands out. Nothing's standing out to me, guys. I mean, you got that trail right there, but there's no way for me to tell what that is. But I was told that they had a bank den over here, so that's the only sign of a bank den that I've seen. I have not been able to lay eyes on this pond over here. I mean, daggum. I'm sorry. On that island. I've not laid eyes on that island. Everywhere else, I've walked. We have walked this entire thing. And you better believe I'm tired. Good gracious. I mean, and there's runs, guys. I mean, that right there's a run. You know, I mean, something's coming up on this bank and hanging out. But being on this dam right here, I don't know why, I just feel like it's otters going to this creek. Before I leave, I got about an hour before I have to leave. Or no, I got 30 minutes before I have to leave. I'm gonna go down there a little bit more if I don't feel too sketched out with snakes. And look and see what I think. So here's some more runs. I mean, that's a freshly used run. I mean, it's just muddy. It's got all that mud on it. So, I mean, that's fresh. They're coming out of that pretty frequently. Ooh, we did a lot of walking. I just don't know 100% if it's beavers or not. Now, I mean, that's fresh. I mean, that is as fresh as you can get. All those have mud on them, which probably means they were crossing last night. Just don't know if it's beavers or otters. And I'm gonna ask my customer one more time just to be sure. There's another good one. And if he gives me the green light, I mean, my shadow's in the way. I mean, that's fresh. Where they clawing up at right there, that is fresh. If he gives me the green light about catching otters too, I mean, I'll just have to just set every single one of them. It's just crazy how fresh and heavy that is. I mean, they're just rooting around in here. See, I want to get back there to where I see that running water at. I see that running water down there. And see if there's any sign down there. Fresh beaver sign. All right, guys, I ain't gonna draw it out because it's already been a long video. I ain't gonna set today. I don't have time to set today. This place is leased to hunt, and they've asked me to come in just a certain amount of time during the day to put the sets out and to check my sets. Checking the sets won't be that bad. Putting them out though is a different story. So, tell me what y'all think. I showed y'all everything that I saw. I showed y'all. So, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about this dam right here. Y'all's opinions on if this is otters coming up here or if it's beavers. And all that is fresh mud, fresh crossings. And there's definitely some beaver toe marks in that. Same right here. That right there, that is a beaver footprint, guys. That right there, that is a back foot. So, and that was done last night. Came up that last night and crossed and went right over there. And just dug around. Looks like he just dug around. All right, y'all let me know what you think. Let me know what you would hit first. I feel like the easiest thing to do would be, I mean, they've got that worn down to the ground. Would be to set this dam. But if I set this dam first, I'm gonna be catching otters and beavers. I'm gonna be catching all of them. It just depends on if my customer cares if I catch all the otters too. But we'll see. Anyways, that's it for this video. I'll let y'all go. Y'all be good. All right, I lied. Not done with y'all yet. Wanted to point this out real quick. There's my truck up there. I come down here. They had a little bitty dam. I went ahead and broke it. And when I come back, I'm gonna see if they've made any progress with it. Kind of gauge how much attention they're putting down here. But since I know that there's a dam down here, who knows? All those crossovers that we were seeing could very well be a lot of beavers. So we broke the dam. Water's moving a little bit. Something's coming down here and wallering. Could be beavers, could be otters. We're gonna find out for sure soon. Before I let y'all go, let's just poke around. Just poke around. Yeah, I think that's gonna be all to see, guys. Beavers have been chewing down here. Obviously, they got a dam back there. We're gonna keep an eye on all of it and see what happens. All right. This is the last time I'm gonna let y'all go. Y'all be good.